Hello everyone, this is Day Trader Matt with businesswithtrading.com doing a market recap for Friday the 10th of February. And today was a very interesting day. The markets did gap down quite a bit and chopped around and basically moved sideways and all day. So not a very interesting day, but we did make two trades. The maximum profit potential we were working in was 2.25 points or 9 ticks. Actual trades made inside the rooms, entries and exits, we made 2 points or 8 ticks. First we watched the market chop around a little bit. We grabbed our first trade right over here, rode that up a little bit, taking a little profit, and then getting stopped out on the remainder. And then watching the markets, we grabbed another long up here, and then grabbed a little profits before getting stomped out on the remainder. So it gave us 2 points for the day. Nothing totally awesome, but we ended positive, and we can come back next week and try for more. So 2 points, looking at $100, at $50 per point, but in a 2.5 hour period, definitely not a bad thing. Definitely not bad. I'd like to encourage everyone to stop by and check out the website at www.businesswithtrading.com. Every day we focus on the S&P 500 futures market. It's my favorite market to trade. I definitely have a lot of passion for that market because it is my favorite. And a lot of people in the room share that same passion, which definitely makes it awesome. Makes it awesome to get up every day and trade this market. Being able to talk about it and share what I know with other people who want to know. They're passionate about it. They want to improve as traders, and it's pretty cool. It's been able to talk about trading for 2.5 hours every day, Monday through Friday. It's definitely pretty cool. But I would encourage you to check it out. I know trading is not for everyone, and my style of trading is definitely not for every trader. But check it out. You may or may not like it. If you like it, great. If not, thanks for checking it out. Definitely appreciate you checking it out, watching this video. If you do enjoy this video, please click the Twitter, Facebook, and like buttons. Definitely would appreciate that. And I wanted to go over, with that said, I wanted to go over next week and see what we have on the agenda. We open up, Japan's GDP is coming out Sunday night. I don't really see that really matters. And Monday we don't really have any news, not at all. Japanese interest rates, if they don't keep them the same, then that would be kind of odd. I would be very shocked if they were to raise them. Anyway, Tuesday is going to be our first U.S. news at 8:30 in the morning. Looking at core retail sales month over month, looking for 0.6 versus prior of negative 0.2. Retail sales looking for, I was off on this one. Retail sales looking for 0.8 versus 0.1. No, I was right the first time. Let me look at this. Alright, core retail sales 0.6 versus negative 0.2. Retail sales looking for 0.8 versus 0.1. Import prices looking for 0.3 versus a negative 0.1. Core retail sales is going to be the big number. And then retail sales, if they both are the same, bullish or bearish, it'll be interesting open for Tuesday. We do have business inventories, and Treasury Geithners are going to speak. So that should be interesting. Not a huge number of business inventories, but looking for 0.4 versus 0.3. And 5:40 p.m. we have an FOMC member speaking. So that should be interesting because it is after the market. Usually they do not speak after the market, so that'll be interesting. Going to Wednesday, we have a lot of news. 8:30 in the morning begins with Empire State Manufacturing Index. Not a huge number, but it is going to be important. Looking for 14.3 versus 13.5. 9 o'clock, tick long-term purchases, looking for 62.3 versus prior 59.8 billion. 9:15, capacity utilization rate, looking for 78.6% versus 78.1. 9:15, industrial production, looking for 0.7 versus 0.4. 10 o'clock, NAHB housing market, looking for 26 versus 25. 10:30, crude oil inventories. Usually doesn't really matter for the markets, but 0.3 million was the prior. 2 o'clock, we do have FOMC minutes that day, all for Wednesday. Thursday should be pretty interesting. We have a ton of stuff coming out. At 8:30, we have building permits, looking for 0.68 million versus 0.67. PPI month over month, looking for 0.3 versus a negative 0.1. Unemployment claims, looking for 364 versus 358. Core PPI, looking for 0.1 versus 0.3. Housing starts, looking for 0.68 versus 0.66. 9 o'clock, Fed Chairman Bernanke is going to speak right before the markets open. And then 10 o'clock, we have the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, looking for 8.5 versus 7.3. Mortgage delinquencies also at 10 o'clock. 7.99% was the prior reading. And then natural gas coming out 10:30, looking for negative 78 billion was the prior reading. Big numbers. 8:30, all numbers are going to be important. Unemployment claims, PPI, and building permits, the biggest ones. Bernanke, that's going to be very interesting to see what he says. And then the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index is going to be big. Friday of next week, looking at core CPI, 8:30 in the morning, and we're looking for 0.3 versus a prior of 0.1. And then also at 8:30, CPI comes out, looking for 0.3 versus flat. And then G20 is going to be meeting. That will be very interesting. So next weekend's going to be interesting. And then at 10 o'clock on Friday, we do have CB leading index, looking for 0.6 versus 0.4. Not a huge number, but in the grand scheme of things, it will be interesting. Anyway, that is the news for next week. Next week should be a very interesting week. It should build upon this week a little bit, and it should be another fun one. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching this video. If you enjoy it, like I said before, please click the Twitter, Facebook, and like buttons. Appreciate that in a big way. Everyone have an awesome weekend. I'll see you guys Monday morning. Thanks.